Let's go over a few basics of Outlook Mail. We're going to learn how to create a folder, create and send an email, create a personal signature, and set up an email group. First thing, let's click on our navigation bar, or as some call it, a navigation grid. We're going to click on Mail, the Mail app. And once we have clicked on our Mail app, we are going to get to our Mail screen. And if we look over on the left-hand side of our navigation bar, we will see up at the top folders. And what we're going to do today is the first thing is create a folder, a new folder. And when you create folders, this allows you to sort or manage your emails. You can put certain emails in certain folders. You can use those to look at those for later, or you can actually send those emails to other people. So to create a folder, we are going to click on the plus sign. Once we click on the plus sign, if you notice at the bottom, a box appears. And this is where you are going to create your folder. For today, let's call our folder, let's call it mail for our training, mail training. And we're going to click enter. So once we click enter, our folder is named. I am going to put, I think I want to put this email in our folder. So I'm going to click on it, drag to the folder. And then I see another email I would like to put in that same folder. Click on it, drag to the folder. And later on, once I decide that it's time for me to go back to that particular folder and I want to look at those emails, I just click on the folder and the email is there. Very simple. That is how to create a folder for your emails. The next thing that we're going to look at is how to create and send an email. So on that same screen, we are going to look at New up at the top. And if you click on New, if you hover over, you'll see that it says write a new message. And that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to click on New. And once we click on New, a new screen is going to appear. And we are going to, let's see, on our two, I think I want to send it to, I'm going to type in a name. And usually teachers from your school, someone from your school, their name will appear. I'm going to type it to send it to Stacy. And add a subject. My subject is office. And then my message. And I'm just going to say hello for her today, to her today. You have an option at the bottom to send. You have an option to discard, or if there's a document that you would like to attach to your email, you can attach right here. If you would like to include a picture, you can do that. Or let's say if I want to add an emoji, I can add an emoji to that email. You can also change the font, change the color of the words in that email. Very simple. That is how to send an email. Now, the last thing is you want to send that email. So I have an option. I can either press the send button at the bottom or I can press this send button at the top. Either one. Now, let's say, and I'm going to go back to my inbox, but let's say I want to reply to one of my emails. So here's the email that, let's go to this email. This is the email that was in my inbox, and I decided that it's time for me to reply to that email. So I'm going to come over here to the right-hand side, and I have several options. Reply all, or I can go to more options, drop down, and I can either reply all, or if I want to forward that email, I can delete the email, flag the email for later, or I can print the email. So those are your options. You have different options if you want to, whatever you want to do with that email. And that is how to how to create and send an email. The next thing that we're going to look at, and all of this is on this same screen, it is how to create your unique signature. So to create your signature, you're going to come over to this gear symbol, and we're going to click on this gear symbol. Once you click on the gear symbol, you notice that this is our settings page. And we're going to come all the way down, scroll all the way down from settings, and I am going to go to where it says your app settings, and I'm going to click on mail. If you notice that the entire left-hand side of your screen has changed, and you have different mail options. So we're going to scroll down to layout. And if you notice, layout, conversations, email signature. Email signature. Now, in our email signature, you can, whatever your school have for requirements, this is what you need to include on your email signature. I went ahead and typed in my first name, but let's go ahead and type in my last name also. And you can change the font, you can change the color. So let's say if I want to change, if I want to underline it for some reason, if I want to change the color right here, if I want to change the font, I can do that. So whatever, and then you would like to add your title, your position at your school, and the name of your school. I also, up at the top, I always check these two boxes. Automatically include my signature on new messages I compose. So when I send out a message to someone, my signature is automatically going to appear at the bottom. Then also automatically include signature on messages I forward or reply to. So it's still going to be at the bottom. Now, to make sure that your signature is there, you have to save it up at the top. So you make sure you save it, then it is automatically there. And that is how to add your personal signature to your email. The next thing that we're going to look at, or the last thing, is how to create a group for your contacts. And we're going to go back. It says options. Click on that to go back. And we're back to that original screen. Let me see. I want to go up at the top. Let's get rid of some of this. We'll get rid of our settings. And I want to go to the bottom because now we're not looking at our email. We're looking at our contacts. So we're going to look at the bottom, people. We're going to click on that icon for people. Once this screen appears, we're going to see now that we are at our groups. So we're going to go up to the top again, and we have new, but this new does not apply. If you notice, it does not apply to our email. We're at a different screen. It applies to our groups and our contacts. So click on that arrow, and it gives you the option for contact, contact list, or groups. And so I am going to click on groups because I want to create an email group. Now, this email group, the purpose of it is to, let's say, you need to send an email to a certain 10 people each week. And instead of you sending those emails individually to each individual person, you can send it as a group. Then also they can reply if they need to as a group, and you can send them documents within that group. So the easiest thing for us to do is to start with a standard group, a shared space for team collaboration. And so let's click on next. And we're going to choose a name. Our name is going to be office. Let's say office. And we'll just name it office. And if you notice, it's going to also appear as your email address. And if you want to add some type of description for your group, like if it's a group for your administrators, if it's a group for, let's say, your math teachers, you can put that down if you want to. And if you continue, scroll down a little bit more, it gives you the option of the privacy. Is it public for the public? Anyone can see it, or private? Well, this group, let's say we want our group private because everyone is not invited to this group, and only certain people, we want only certain people to receive an email. So we're going to click on private English, and then The last thing that you need to click on is where it says send copies of all group messages and events to these members. So we definitely want to click that. So once we've clicked that, we are going to create our group. So now we're creating our group. Now, if you notice right here, it says add members, add colleagues to our Office 365 group. So let's say if I want to add, I'm going to add Stacy to our group. I'm just adding in some people, Sue to our group. So we have 2 members. And then don't think you're not finished with adding the group. You need to go up to the top now and add those members. So now you have those 2 members in that group. And if you notice over on the left hand side within your groups, here is that office group, that new office group. And it's a private group, so everyone is not invited to that group. Here is the first email from that group. I hope you have learned a lot. We have learned how to create a folder for our emails in Office Mail. We've learned how to create and send an email. We've learned how to add a signature to our email and also how to create a group. I hope you've learned a lot.